All right, what up, world? Today we're coming at you with a story time.
Oh,
Our senior week at Ocean City. You want to? You want to start, Kiara?
it was such a scenic car ride.
Okay, so let's start with if you guys maybe maybe not every state does
Like
senior
a beach
week,
week, like a senior weekend.
So in Maryland, every kind of it's not like a sanctioned like school event, but it's like known that
It's like our tradition.
Yeah, every high school has their week that they get to go to Ocean City, Maryland, which is like the beach or whatever. Stay there for a week or whatever, and then another group of students from another school would come. So it was our senior week. We had been planning for a little while.
We did.
It was already fishy, because didn't we all was like, why is the room so expensive? There wasn't.
Yeah, it started with why was the room so expensive, and then it was like, where is it at? And we never got an address.
I got the hotel that was like kind of on the boardwalk. So that's the one I was assuming that we were going to. It was like in the midst of everything.
Yeah, so between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1st Street and 10th Street. Yes.
That's what I was assuming, or my thought process was.
Okay.
From what I was told at the time. So everybody, has the little money. We just graduated high school, so we're not like.
We wasn't balling.
We wasn't balling like everything was like, okay, I got this for this, I got this for that, boom, boom, boom.
So points for your liquor.
Yes, you know what I mean. We had to find somebody to buy it, but we did. It's okay.
It
was So then, I remember me saying when we got in the car, okay, guys, we're gonna come back. Cool.
Yes, you did. Well, that was a bad sign. Now that I think about that, because why did you even feel the need to say that? Now that I think about it,
we come back cool. So the car ride is fine. So you didn't know that we would. I knew that we didn't have a hotel the first night.
I didn't know until we were like en route.
I thought that was communicated to everybody.
Like, I think she may have told me like before we picked you up.
Okay.
And like it was like, oh, she was like, yeah, we're staying with blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, all right,
so
cool.
That's how I knew to ask my other group of friends to stay with them, because I knew ahead of time.
But see, my brain was like, well, where is everybody else staying? But I guess that was fine.
So we get there to ride down. We're listening to music, making videos, dancing.
Lil Wayne's album was popping. Was that the Carter 3? Was that?
I think so.
Oh God,
whatever.
100 years ago.
Shoot.
Whatever Lollipop was on. That's what we were listening to.
So then we get there, and then I get dropped off where my friends are, and then you want to tell what happens? Your first night, or you want me to go? Or
we ended up in an interesting situation, is what I would call that. We stayed with some friends who were not the same gender as us. And we all ended up meeting on the boardwalk, right?
Oh yeah, I did see you guys at the boardwalk.
Yeah. And
okay,
I will just say that ended up being an awkward night.
Gotcha.
Is that fair? Do we want to spill the beans a little bit?
I mean, you can. We don't gotta go too deep.
We ain't gotta go too deep. Okay, fine. You first.
Okay, so when I split up with my group of friends or whatever, they knew I was coming. Fine, whatever. I'll go sleep on the floor. So my friend and another, I'll call her a friend from high school. There's a difference.
And large difference.
They got into an argument.
We all staying in the same room?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So the friend's name, whose name it was in, the hotel room name, when they got into an argument, because it basically was like her two best friends arguing. So the young lady, she left out, upset, tantrum or whatever, and they had the argument. And my friend I'm still friends with, she left. We left out on the boardwalk thinking, everything's cool. So we get back to the room again, and we try to open the door. The door's locked. So we called the friend, and she's like, I'm gonna let anybody back in the room until y'all.
The room that wasn't in her name?
No, this is the room that wasn't her name.
Oh, it wasn't her name.
She went with the girl that got mad and left.
Oh.
And so she's like, I'm not letting anybody into the room until y'all talk and fix it.
I mean, that's a good way to take it. On, watch
So,
the situation.
Now, you know Boardwalk, you know Ocean City blocks are long.
Yes.
And you weren't even on the numbers yet. We were, I think, Somerset Street.
Are you serious?
So they were all the way down at, I want to say block 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, we'll walk down there to, talk, whatever. Mind you, I don't like walking.
I mean,
and especially not walking without a purpose. Like, there was no happy ending.
Was there alcohol? That always is great.
No, there wasn't alcohol. People were like, wow, this is messing up the night. Da, da, da.
Oh,
So we walk, and as soon as we get to where they are, the girl takes off driving back up the street. So I'm hot. I'm hot by this point. Because we don't walk down here.
I would have been beyond that.
And then on top of that, the other friend was in the car too. So like, at that point, I would have got out and walked back with us because.
I would have been mad as a bit.
So then we walked back.
Okay.
And then by the time we get there, the friend that had the keys in there, and then the other girl left. She went home.
Like drove the 3 hours back.
Mm-hmm.
Was it really that deep?
I guess it was.
Okay.
So then the person that we rode down with, so I think he was supposed to find somewhere to stay, but then couldn't find somewhere to stay, and then ended up saying he's gonna stay with us.
Oh, honey.
So then, but mind you, so at this point, the other person was giving off a odor. We'll say that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he disappears, and we're like, it starts pouring down rain, and like me and two other people, two of my friends were on the boardwalk waiting for them to come back. And they were gone for like hours, and they wasn't answering their phone or anything. This is after we saw you guys. Like, they had disappeared.
By the Ferris wheel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh snap. So then we're like worried because like we're in Ocean City, we're not that grown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something could have happened to him.
Yeah, then we would have had to call somebody's mama.
Right. And so he finally reappears, and then that was what I will say on camera tonight. And then we come back together.
Yeah, we got our hotel room like
yes.
next day.
Yes, we got a hotel room. Oh, and then another disappearing act. He disappears again, but this time with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out that they drove to like Salisbury to get a phone.
What?
You don't remember that?
Who got a phone?
The person that we drove down with.
He went to. Oh.
Okay.
No. I got it.
So.
Jeez, there were so many parts of this story.
He disappeared. Went to go get a cell phone, but ended up not getting a cell phone. Now, remember that because it plays an intricate part on the way back. Okay? So what?
God, that was the most.
So did anything else happen? Oh, well, that you want to talk about?
I mean, our side was kind of boring compared to that.
Okay, so then one of our other friends, they basically had roaches in their room.
Ooh.
In whatever room they were staying in. So they ended up coming back to our room, and then we were all packed like sardines on this bed.
Wait, in the room the first night or the
second night.
Yeah, because I remember there being a large party in 2 beds.
Yes,
2 beds.
So it was like we're packed like sardines in the bed.
It was like 8 of us.
Yep. And but you didn't even. They were in my bed. Everybody was in my bed.
Because
and then,
everybody loves you.
because you had your own. You and the other person were sharing a bed, and then the other two were sharing a bed. Boom, and then me and the other person that was sharing a bed. Well, no, they had the share.
And then it was legit somebody on the floor. Somebody was on the floor. We're not gonna go there, but somebody was on the floor.
You know, they bought us liquor. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that because they were older.
That counted. That was an okay exchange.
So it's time to go home. Mind you, between the disappearing acts, I'm over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
because so much stuff started because of what went on the first night for you and then what went on the first night for us. And that trip was miserably fun. Like, we can't call it anything else.
So we get in the car, and then mind you, they went to Salisbury, right? Mm-hmm. And then when we got to, okay, so this is full, this is E. Mm. So when we got to Ocean City, the tank was like this, okay? So we really could have got back home with this.
On that tank.
But when we got in the car to come back home, because we didn't drive it anymore, we parked and took the train because we were on the bus.
We thought.
We were on 100 and something street. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So, but when we got back in the car, it was like almost on E. Mm-hmm. Mind you, we were here when we got there. And then we should have stayed there because we parked and didn't park anymore. And then that person had the nerve to say, where the gas money at? I put on my shades and I looked out the window and I folded my arms.
You were so petty for that though.
And
left us there to deal with that. Oh my God.
I was like, nope.
So mad.
I don't even know if I said you shouldn't enjoy the Salisbury. But I just know I wasn't paying nothing else. Mm-mm. We was going to figure out how to get home. You shouldn't enjoy the Salisbury on our money that I can see if he put gas in the car and then we have to give him no gas money. We all contributed to the gas. Sadly, the camera did something. But that concludes our story time. There are more parts that I'm not sharing, or she's not sharing on camera. But just you know, this is always a thing. Know who you're going out of town with.
Absolutely. And plan it, communicate very well. Yes.
But all right, peace out until next time. Bye.